to a man like you. Do-do-do. Give it to me once again. Do-do-do-do-do. Never giving up like you. Give it to me one more time. Never giving up. Give it to me. Yeah. Do-do-do-do. Never giving up. To me one more time. Never giving up to a man like you. Do, do. Give it to me once again. Fuck. Never giving to a man like you. Do, do. You do it to me one more time. I can never give up. You. Never giving up to a man like you. Do it to me one more time. You're never giving up to a man like you. Do it to me one more time. No, to a man like me. Do it to me one more time. Hello, my friend.
Hello, what a fun exchange it was with you on Messenger.
Oh, yeah. And you're a scumbag.
And you're a fucking prick.
Fuck you, man.
I love you.
We're
I love you.
live now, anyway. We're actually
so
kind
funny.
of like live. I've been live.
Well, let's do it. Where's Spencer?
Yeah.
There he is. There's the man. There's Spencer.
All right. Where's Nathan at?
I hear you, Spencer.
Yeah, where's Nathan at?
He was just here. He was just here. I don't know what happened to it. He was just.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a problem. I got this new device that cost about $600, this Steam Deck sort of thing. So, right, we'll get into stuff. You just find the page. How is everyone anyway?
Alrighty.
Hey, Ronnie. Hey.
I'm in Philly.
Hey, look, she already dancing. What you
Okay.
listening to?
It's cold and snowy in
I
Philly.
like her. She
It's
already
cold in New
dancing.
York. It's not
Yes.
snowing, but it's cold.
And guess what? We're still old, so nothing will change. Right. Where's this list? Did you? Yeah, I hear it. Right. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome back in 2025. We're going to start
Is
with
that the
Bivol against
supervisor?
Vitervia. Can Bivol win this time?
Twin.
Well, why don't you
I,
start,
Is
Spencer?
that supervisor?
well, I kind of.
Supervisor.
I mean,
Standing
he
next to you.
can win. I don't know if he will,
Oh.
because if they are going to do the same thing as they did last time, if Bivol attempts to become more active, that also leaves him open for more punishment too.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so
I'm
that's like
tapping.
a catch 22 type of thing where, like, he needs to be more active, stay active the whole fight, not slow down at all, be more accurate. But in doing that, he needs to be in range to do that. And if he's in range of Perturbative, he might get knocked out.
Yeah. I agree 100%. That's the way I see it. I think also you have to factor in the fact that he had his
Uh-oh.
first loss and how that affected him psychologically. So he was beat down in those last few rounds. I mean, he was just, battered around the ring.
Yeah,
So, that psychologically puts a hurt on you. Plus, his ex-wife is not a lot of fun. She wanted him to get beat, if you remember. It was kind of comical.
yeah.
But anyway, how do you see it, Nathan? Nathan, how do you see it? Nathan,
That's a
Sorry, what
good
was
fight.
that?
who do you think is going to win in this fight, Bivol or Beterbiev?
I think Vitervia is going to win again. I can't see anything any different.
Well, the
Yeah,
judges could be different. I mean, the Turkey al Sheikh, he didn't like the decision. He thought Bivol won. That's why he wanted to roll it back.
Mm.
yeah, he ain't know what he's talking about.
I
Well,
think
we'll
we've got
see.
to be careful with it because obviously it's in the Arab country and everything. I don't know. I think Bivol will win again. No, not Bivol. Vitervia will win again.
Why do
I
you think?
think
Because you think he's Muslim? That's why.
No, no, because he's just got. I think he's a little bit too good for Bivol.
How's your Friday going,
Yeah.
Ronnie?
He definitely put a lot
uh
of welts on.
how do you think? Decision again or knockout?
Yeah, decision.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I think it'll be a decision unless Beterbiev, he's kind of a slow starter unless he gets on him right away. But Bivol won't allow that. Bivol
No.
will
Yeah,
time him, and then Beterbiev will start coming on in the later rounds. I think that's how their strategy went because he was able to slow him down eventually here and there with a body shot. And then by the sixth round, he started taking over.
We'll see because Bivol, this is like his first hard time in boxing and as the professional anyway.
Yeah.
He, like his fight with Canelo, he won in my opinion, he won that easily.
Yes, he
So
did. He won it pretty easily. Yeah.
so like then that was his toughest test prior to Beterbiev. So he really didn't have a test, and Beterbiev is his test. So we'll see how he responds, how he bounces back.
Well,
Because
he said. I'm sorry. Continue.
no, that was it.
Well, he said that Canelo hit harder.
Mm,
Do you
I don't
recall
know.
that?
Yeah, I do recall that. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's what he said.
Yes.
Nathan, do you want to move on?
yeah. The next fight is there's been a change of plan. Daniel Dubois has pulled out due to illness, and in his place we have the mountain caveman Martin Bacoli.
Why don't you start it?
Right,
Yeah,
I
that's
think this is a good opportunity for Bacall, to win an interim title. I don't think he's got the experience to beat Parker. I don't think he's good enough to beat Parker. To me, he's a 310-pound man, plodding slow. He's got a good punch, but he's been outboxed before. We've seen him get knocked out before. I don't think he's a great deal better than what he was. I think that Jared Anderson fight made him look better than what he actually is. Because he only beat a green guy, didn't he?
You make a good point. There's always the equalizer. I mean, I feel that Parker is the better boxer and he should win, but he's been knocked out twice.
But we need to be honest. Zhang, I think, hits as hard as Bakoli.
Okay. So what if he gets caught? We'll see. He's got to take him to the wall.
I think he'll get back up, but I think he has the stamina. If Bakoli doesn't get him out of the first 6 rounds, he's going to lose. He's either going to get knocked out or he's going to lose a wide points decision. Bakoli's biggest win was Jared Anderson, and that's probably about it, isn't it? And Carlos,
How do you see it?
I think that's about it.
I think Parker beats Bakoli. He should beat him anyway. He's a much better boxer than him.
Yeah,
he's beaten better fighters than this guy. So, and the guys, I mean, Joe Joyce knocking him out. It was over. It wasn't a thing that Bakoli's going to do to him. Bakoli's not going to be able to do to Parker what Joyce was able to do to Parker. I don't think. There is that size, though. That's one thing. There is that size.
Would you agree that Parker's peaking now to the point where he's in his prime right now?
Yeah, he should be in his prime. He's faced a variety of styles, so he came out on top on quite a few of them. So that's in his favor.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement that he should win by a decision. I don't think he's going to knock Bakoli out.
I don't think so either.
You never know. All right. Well, I think we all agree on that. It's good to hear you guys together. It's been too long.
Yeah, I know, man.
It's been too long.
I know.
So we got Josh Padley steps in to fight Shakur. Does he have any chance? What do you think?
No.
He has a chance in the sense of it's a new opponent, and Shakur wasn't properly training for this guy. That's the only chance he got. He didn't have a camp for this guy.
What do you know about this guy, Nathan? Because he's from your side of the fence.
Very little. I think he's just a European kind of level guy,
Yeah. I checked him out, and there's no names on his resume that stand out.
It's just another one of those fights where they pick a British level guy with an impressive record. You know what they do.
Right.
He's undefeated, then I take it, or
Yeah, I think he is. And let's see. This is fighting at lightweight, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking in the rankings here. This is for the WBO.
I've got it up, mate. I've got.
He's number 7.
Can you see it?
Yeah, he's number 7 in the WBO.
Yeah, I've got the champions list up. Can you see it? I've got it. I've got it on the share screen.
Let me see.
I'm just going to check that now to see on our YouTube. So the other champions are obviously WBC Stevenson, the interim Zapida, IBF Lomachenko, WBA Davis. I think he could beat. Looking at it, no, I don't think he would beat any of the current champions in that division.
Who, this guy? Is he a champion, like a European champion or a British champion or something?
Sure. Let me look it up.
No, he's not. I looked him up. He's not. He's number 12 ranked in
the
WBC and 7 in the WBO.
Joshua Padley. Let's have a look. Just going to pull his record up quickly.
He's 10 in the IBF.
He's ranked 50. He's ranked 57 in box rec, 5th in Britain, and he's won a UBO belt, and that's it. There's nothing in it really that he's actually done.
Yeah, this is somebody that they definitely Shakur. Maybe Shakur might knock him out
Yeah, quite possible. Quite possible. I
or
don't see
stop him
it.
at least.
Well, he may rise to the occasion if he's in shape, but we're dealing with a superior fighter all around, right?
Yeah. Just hope he don't slip up and be too confident and too cocky in the ring. He should win this with ease.
Uh, yeah. Well, we never know, right?
All right, we seen stranger things.
Very strange. Okay, you want to move on to Keyshawn Davis's win?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
very.
he's he's yeah, man, he's the goods, man. I was saying that when I first seen him on, like when Aram had on him on them undercards of all of those Crawford fights and all of that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, yeah, this guy got skills. He got the goods, and he's a champion. I don't I don't foresee him fighting Shakur because I think they kind of, I mean, next, because I think they kind of cool. If they was to fight, they would try to gap at other belts first, and you know, I don't know how successful he would be to unify.
And he's got some
Could
stiff competition there.
Yeah, Shakur, Tank, and Vasil. So yeah, that's that's a nice set of champions. I mean, he could fight. He could fight for Selly because that's what he wanted. But Lomachenko might think he's not worthy to fight him because he's more accomplished and he's just starting out. He might want to fight Shakur or Tank when he come back.
Yeah. Well, he does have some stiff competition in the WBO. He's got Pitbull there,
Yeah, yeah,
Fiero, Abdalulev. Those guys, Moratala and Noakes, they're all tough guys. So he's got Abdullah Mason coming up, who's also good.
yeah. That I think they kind of cool too. So they might bypass each other. They might not fight each other immediately. But yeah, I would if you don't. I mean, and people that's friendly, you don't really want to see them in the ring with each other because they're not really going to do the same thing they would do to somebody that they're neutral or they don't like. You know,
Well, that
somebody
was
they're friends with. It looked like a glorified sparring session sometimes.
the case with what's his name and Garcia when he got knocked out. You know what I'm talking about?
Um, who
Oh,
who
the
what
guy
Garcia?
who was the 140 champ. What was his name? Devin
Who
Haney.
Mikey?
Devin,
Devin Haney and Ryan.
yeah, they were friends for a long time, but not when they got in the ring.
Nah, yeah, nah. That
That
was something different. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That wasn't nice.
no, they didn't have any friendship in that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They definitely went out. I mean, did you definitely hope for that, but you don't know.
I think
Guys
Shakur.
that's neutral or guys that don't like each other, they're gonna go at each other.
Right. I think Shakur. Will move up. I think Shakur will move up or fight Davis if he can.
Yeah,
And
he
money.
or they might push. Well, Shakur ain't really with Aram no more because I think Keyshawn's still with Bob Arum, right?
He was. I not sure. I know there was trouble there, right?
I know Shakur is not. I don't think Shakur with Aram anymore, but I
Hmm.
think Keyshawn is still there. So it would be like Keyshawn versus Vasily, probably. That might only if politically that's easier
Right.
with the boxing politics. That'll be easier to make.
Yeah,
But
he's Shakur anymore.
He's not with him no more.
No. No, he
Did
went with
Sean
Matt so
Davis
much.
become a champion a bit too quick? I think. I really do think they've.
I mean, it's kind of quick, but you know, in today's landscape, you got guys like Morrell that was a champ after like 2-3 fights.
Yeah,
Vasily was a champ after 2 fights.
Yeah, but he had a massive amateur background, didn't he? That's the difference. Davis didn't, from what I'm aware.
How big of a
Yeah.
How big of a what?
how big of an amateur career does he have?
Not a massive, I don't think.
No, he has one. He was pretty successful. You
I
know,
mean, he ain't a 2-time Olympic
That's what I'm
gold
saying.
medalist or anything, but you know, that's uniqueness.
yeah, that's something
Won the
else.
Pan American Games. Once, sorry, he won medals at the 2019 Pan American Games, World Champions, and the Summer 2020 Olympics. Yeah, so he is pretty accomplished. I apologise.
Well, he definitely is very
He's a world level, world class fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think that he was like one of those dudes that like turned pro after like 2 or 3 amateur fights or something like that. He looks because he looks like he learned how to fight the proper way.
He's an
He has
excellent
some
fighter.
talent there
Yeah.
mixed with the
He's got
the
five.
talent there, mixed with the skills, you know. There you go.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's got anything to worry about. I mean, he just needs to keep training and not get screwed up, you know.
And keep like as long as he can keep calm. Because like right now the fights may get bigger for him. So those people that he might fight have already been on those bigger stages like that. Whereas he's just coming into it. You know,
Mhm.
and the butterflies and the jitters might seep in. Hopefully that don't happen and we see a good fight from whoever he picks from round 1 to round whenever it stops.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see how he turns out. Let's move on to Chisora defeats Wallace. Did they both retire?
Well, Marlon should
No.
for sure. Derek Chisora should too, man. He didn't look. He won. He won the fight, but like that's. I'm not sure what would be what's the goal outside it. I mean, if he want to keep making money, so be it. But I ain't gonna tell him to stop making money. But
Yeah.
like he's not fighting for nothing. He's not winning anything. He ain't winning no top level nothing.
No, but he's tough.
Yeah, he's tough.
He could have a third with Pulev.
Yeah, you bet. You pinging Nathan.
Say that again, Nathan. Did he leave?
Like his thing is breaking up.
That way, you know.
You pinging.
Yeah, he needs to get
Bouncing.
closer to the mic. Yeah, get close to the mic.
Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little bit
Can you hear
better
me?
now. Yeah.
Should you have a good fight with or a fight with White, the option would be like that type of fight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he
But
could.
I could see him getting it.
This is not your song.
Yeah, I could see a White fight. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Dillian White and him would be a good scrap, I think.
Yeah, he could maybe get some redemption.
Yeah, I think he could also probably knock out White.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, he could do something so that
You could smother him and land some shots. I think White's punch resistance is not great. That'll make money.
No,
And he's a lot more active than White is. Then
Yeah.
I mean White's had two fights in the last year. He had a fight in Ireland against him, and then he fought another guy, Ebedi Zatete. He looked terrible. Then there was another fight he had with Christian. He looked terrible in that. And then the other
but
fight.
but Chisora had this like fights in that same, like he had an equivalent amount of fights in that time, right?
Wallin, Gerald Washington, and I think that was his last fight before this was Gerald Washington. No, couldn't have been. No, it's Joe Joyce, and then Washington, and then Fury. So that's 4 fights in 2 years.
Yeah. That's pretty active for that old guy.
Yeah. But I just feel that if he was had this kind of commitment 15 years ago in his career, he would have won a world title by now. That's the saddest part about all this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do, man?
How can this guy have fared so many losses and yet keep winning? It's crazy, isn't it? With guys with records like that, you don't get top 20 guys with losses like that anymore.
Nah, that's like Ernie Shavers.
Yeah, it's old 70s, like a 70s fighter, isn't
it? Yeah. You come away with like having 6, 7, 8 losses and still be fighting for titles.
Yep.
Yeah, I do think somebody needs to tell him straight that he hasn't got it anymore, that he needs to walk away, or have if he doesn't look at a fight with Pulev or White or guys below that, then there's no point of him fighting. Really.
I think Eddie would take care of him if he wanted a fight. He'd match him.
Yeah, but you'd have to give him easier fights, like after Spilker, guys of that kind of level, Dave Allen kind of level, not dangerous guys.
Right.
Well, I thought Chisora's performance was good, but I think it only looked good because of how terrible Wallin looked in there, to be honest.
Yeah, Wallin, that's what I'm saying. Chisora didn't look great. He looked like he need to retire if he need to retire also, but Wallin really looked bad.
Yeah, he didn't do much.
So
much at all. He was just letting himself get trapped on the ropes, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right, moving on.
All right, you want to move on to Catterall loses to Barboza?
Yeah, Catterall loses to Barboza in a shock.
What do you think?
I think it's just hard luck. I would have thought he would have got the hometown decision, to be absolutely honest, But that I didn't think it was a shock that he lost to me. He was a heavy favourite going into this. And I do believe now at this weight, he's blown all his chances to be world champion. I think he needs to move up because he's obviously too big for the weight, isn't he? I think if he moves up a weight, I think he'll look better.
So what?
He might. Right? He might fare better. You think he won too, Tom?
Well, if I had to be totally objective about it, I would say no. I thought he fought a good fight, but I thought the guy edged him in the amount of punches that were landed. The Jack was hitting 1 or 2 shots at a time and scoring. The other guy was throwing more combinations. So I think it was a fair decision. It was very close. It could have gone either way, depending. But being that it was in his hometown and he still lost, I think
you've got to feel sorry for the guy, haven't you? He doesn't have a lot of luck, does it, when it comes to big fights? Really, he should have been a unified world champion by now.
He should have been undisputed.
Yeah.
Well, he's number two in the WBO, and he could face Teofimo if he really.
Oh, forget it.
He'll lose to Teofimo. Yeah, I think.
Let me look at the champions in that division.
Well, you have Richardson Hitchens, Jose Valenzuela, Alberto Puello, and Teofimo Lopez, and Arnold Barbosa is the interim in the WBO.
Where's Haney fit in?
What is this, 140? I don't see him here. I don't see.
Is he in recess or something?
No, he's not in this at all. I mean,
I'm looking on Wikipedia.
He's To answer his question, Haney is number one in the WBC for under Mario Barrios for the title.
Oh, welterweight.
Yeah.
Right, in welterweight, let's be honest, apart from Jaron Ennis, it's not that I mean, you've got Stanios. I'd say that he's better than Mario Barrios, who's the weakest champion in this decade, and Brian Norman Jr., who's nothing special. I think those are two guys he would beat.
Well, Stanios
who would be? Yeah. He'd definitely be.
Barrios.
He'll definitely beat what's it called though? I think
and
Norman.
Brian Norman Jr., who's got nobody good on his record.
Yeah, I think he'll beat Norman. He got a better chance of beating Norman only because Barrios isn't Barrios kind of tall?
He is, but he's not the best.
No, it's just the height that would make.
Right, I would liken this to
more challenging.
Brian Norman Jr. to a guy who Junior Witter beat for the world title. I can't remember his name. Trying to think of his name. Let me look, and I'll tell you who I'm looking at. Junior Witter. You know who I mean? He's an American guy. Let me just find his name. DeMarcus Corley. He reminds me like DeMarcus Corley, not a very high-level champion.
DeMarcus is really a great fighter, though.
Yeah, debatable.
Well, Ennis is
he goes the WBO route or the WBC route. There's really not a lot else.
But Ennis is going to fight Stanionis, and he'll unify. Then there's, Brian Norman would be logical, yeah.
Yeah, I do think Jaron Ennis is a little bit too good for Catterall, to be honest.
He's too good for all of them.
That's what I'm saying. He's in a dead division where he could clean the belts up, and if he doesn't, then he should just move up again.
Yeah.
I mean, they can match him.
The super lightweight divisions and the welterweight divisions are a little bit lacking star power, in my opinion. Apart from Lopez and Ennis, there's nobody in those two divisions really.
Yeah.
Well, he could probably fight if he wanted to get ranked in the WBO. He could probably fight like Blair Cobbs or Crocker.
Yeah, that would be a good test. He's a good, strong opponent. But again, I mean, he could always go to the WBA belt. I mean, they give away belts like sweets, don't they? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's 7.
I bet they go to the people. The WBA have a convention to say they go on the street and they grab people. Do you want to be a world champion? All you have to do is to say yes, and we'll give you the title. Right, moving on to Benavidez beats Morel in a very close, very, very close fight.
Well, can he rule the light heavyweight division if Bivol and Beterbiev retire?
No. If they retire and they're no longer in that division, yeah. But obviously he's become the new WBA regular and WBC interim light heavyweight champion, which, means
you think he could
both belts anyway.
You think either one of those guys could compete against Bivol or Beterbiev?
Maybe Buatsi.
I don't think so, no. I don't think they could, no.
What about Buatsi?
No, I don't think Buatsi is good enough to beat them either.
No. So you think it's Beterbiev, Bivol, and then it's Benavidez, Morel, and then it's Buatsi and those guys.
I believe that Buatsi and those guys, Benavidez, are a level below the elite guys. At the minute, Benavidez maybe not, but the other guys are just below that elite level.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the winner of the rematch fight, Benavidez.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I think Joshua Buatsi's had perfect matchmaking, whereas Benavidez has been a world champion 2 or 3 times at super middleweight. He's a more known commodity. He's the real deal. I don't think Buatsi, he'll only become a world title champion if he inherits one, because as he's the interim. That's what happened. He'll go the Nathan Cleverly route, where he gets given the belt.
Yeah, I was,
Fight for a vacant.
talking about the fight itself. I thought it was a good fight. I thought he definitely won the decision, but in his two light heavyweight fights, he's not showing me that he's bringing the power up to that division. His power is not translating well up to that division.
Mm.
I mean, he had a pretty tough fight against the former champion, who came down and wait to fight him there, Gavoisdik.
Mm.
And I don't think the Gavoisdik was in the best shape. And then this fight with Morrell, he had to dig deep, and he couldn't stop Morrell. In fact, Morrell dropped him in the 11th round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's not having that beast mode with these guys in this division where he was like really uh, controlling in the 168 division. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does fight either Bivol or Beterbiev, how he's going to deal with that. I mean, there are guys there that are not as good, but they could give him a hard time. Even Anthony Yard could probably give him a hard time.
No.
I mean, power-wise, he could, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Yard, we know Yard's true level now, don't we? I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he could dominate the division or not, because some of these guys.
We don't know. He hasn't even hit his peak yet, has he? He's only 27 years old.
Yeah, he's going into it, though.
He's going into it. This is it. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31.
Is the peak years, yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're all, we're in a wait and see mode, what we're saying, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because he did everything so young, didn't he, Benavides? He did everything really young. Won a world title at 21 and did it all really early.
Yeah, he didn't have much of an amateur career. He just went right into the pros, didn't he? Like at 15 or 16?
Yeah, I mean, that's because it's, come from a fighting family and all of that. So.
People have just avoided him, haven't they? Shall we be honest about it? People have just avoided him.
Right.
His whole career, really.
Well, even Canelo's avoided him.
Well, that's the main one.
And we know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if Berlanga moves up, that would be a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But yeah, he should.
We'll move on anyway. Carissa Shields has become the heavyweight champion. Right. We'll talk about a fight, then we'll talk about the controversy. I thought she put on a great performance against a woman who was, 14 years older than her. She put on a great performance. She made her look silly. She nearly knocked her out. But then she had to go and spoil it by failing her drugs test, didn't she?
Well, we'll see. Because it was marijuana. It wasn't PED, so it wasn't no performance enhancement.
Will she get stripped of the belts?
They're gonna see. She said she didn't smoke weed. It was secondhand smoke there.
So
that could be true.
Now this is the thing. Okay. Her boyfriend is a rapper named Papoose, right? Who smokes weed and all of that. So it's quite possible they was around each other and he was smoking and he gave her a kiss and all of that. And then the saliva and all of that went into her mouth and went into, that's how because they swabbed, I think, for the thing. That's how they tested it. So.
Yeah, but she should know better,
Mm-hmm.
She's been through the Olympics. She's been tested all of these fights. She should know better.
So
she needs to drop him and she needs to get rid of him and just concentrate on her boxing if she wants to. You know what I mean? Seriously.
Well, if she's if like this is the ultimate thing, I don't even know what else she does now in boxing. Because there's not many
they can't
women
take her off the record, can they?
There's not many women that that are up in that weight that will be competitive for her.
Heavyweight's not competitive for her, is it? Really,
Any middleweight and above, there's really nobody up there.
No, there isn't.
All of the intriguing female matchups are all like welterweight and below.
Well, I
Can't
think
people just go up and fight her? People should just go up to heavyweight then, shouldn't they, and fight her?
I mean, ideally, since you know, you would think that she's the champ at that division. People want to be that glamour division, the top fighter in the top, division.
Mm.
But
well
might not
let's
be the same with women. That's for guys.
well let's not forget it's with the Michigan commission, and where is she
Mm.
from?
Michigan.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a slap on the wrist and not a big deal. But
Hopefully, yeah.
she should really know better, like to keep that out of her space totally. Before a
Yeah.
fight, because I mean, let's face it. Mike used to go in the ring, high, and that was a whole other time, a whole other
Mm.
situation. It's not a
Shoot,
PG.
a lot of the fighters in the '70s used to be coked up. So
Yeah, and a lot of this is not. I mean, how much did they find really in her system?
that's how I said it was trace amounts. So
I think what it is she ate some of that Mexican beef, and the cow was smoking some weed.
yeah, or she thought it was a regular brownie and it was a lace brownie. It was an
Anything.
edible.
Yeah,
Serious.
but really, what else can she do in this sport? I mean, there's no place else for her to go.
Right. That's what I said. The competition, intriguing matchups are at the lower divisions. She's not shrinking down after being at heavy. Like, had to grow to like 175 or something. She's not going to go down to 147
Yeah.
just to fight somebody like that. Because then, first of all, losing the weight would be a challenge.
Yep. For sure.
Mm. Right, that brings more or less brings us to the end. But what
Well,
else?
wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Did you see this thing about Gennady Golovkin is training with Bud? Training Bud?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
The funny thing
Yeah, I
is
don't
that
think
Sean
it'll make a lot
Porter
of
is
difference.
with Canelo.
Who?
Sean Porter. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Now, I see the logic behind Triple G and Bud.
Right.
Triple G, like Gennady could get him prepped. Like, even if he's like it, just for argument's sake, say they sparring and they going rounds or whatever, he could get him acclimated to taking the punches from somebody that in the higher weight division, right? A hard puncher. And he was one of the harder punches, during his peak.
Mm.
But I don't like Porter for Canelo. What is the kind of benefit? Porter's style isn't the same as Bud's. They don't fight
No.
nowhere near the same.
Yeah, I mean, have they
And
signed the contract yet? That's what I want to know.
no, but I think it's like rumored. They can't, like, Canelo's supposed to have a fight in May, so it's not going to be Canelo's next fight.
Right.
But
Well, let's
I
see
don't,
how
and
it
I
goes.
but I think it's going to be Bud's next fight.
Well,
Bud
I
ain't
hope
fighting
so.
nobody else.
I hope so. We're all waiting on that one to see how Bud can do there. But we can. Nathan.
There was one more thing, but it's not really important. Charles Martin came back recently.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about that, haven't we? We've already Jake Paul was talking about fighting his brother, and I'm like, who cares?
Who, Logan?
Yeah.
I think after the Mike Tyson fight, those guys have lost their luster.
Yeah, it's a bit embarrassing now, isn't it?
The Mike Tyson fight should have got him some money. So they could retire.
Yeah. But that fight
He
went
could
over
anyway.
that fight went over like a fart in church, man. It was real bad.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm going to go eat dinner now. This was a great
Right.
show. We got to do it more often. I'm going to be in Italy for 2 weeks, but when I get back, let's set up another one.
All right, my sister lives in
Okay.
Italy.